indeed. Yes, indeed. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the Moses Marquis Saint, and every morning I get blessed to be alive, and you are blessed to be alive too. Here comes the intro. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Boom, baby, boom. It's your boy Marquis Saint, and some things don't change. Welcome to your Sunday. Welcome to your reach, preach, and teach moment of the day. Every morning I go live because I'm addicted to this life, and I'm addicted to having a better life, and I want you to be addicted to your better life too. And this morning I was saying, give it a minute. A lot of us have the wrong timing. I went into it thinking about it today, and I was just like, there's so many of us that demand our lives to change immediately, yet we haven't given ourselves enough time to change. I was thinking about it the other day because I watched a video of people trying to help this little moth, right? You know, moths, they pupate, they become a larva, just like you, a hard cocoon, and then they bust out of it with wings, right? That's what I want for you. And part of the thing with busting out of the wings was the actual busting. You see those? Look at I've been working on. You see that? That muscles. You see that? That is what's happening to the moth while it's building its wings. So as it's pupating, it expands its wings and pumps blood into its wing. And it takes a long process. I don't know if you ever watched the uncurling of a butterfly wings, but that's you. You're uncurling. You're pumping energy into your wings so that way they get stronger so you can fly. Not all of us are built to fly immediately. There's a lot of birds that are built to fly, but and animals that are built to walk. Horses walk immediately, wildebeest, elephants, they all walk immediately. But us as babies, we don't walk immediately. We don't have the wherewithal in the part of the process for us to skip that, right? We need to be an infant before we become an adult, and that takes time. That's part of the process. I keep telling people they're going to rush into things. They just don't have any patience for anything, yet they don't apply themselves every day. Obviously, every day has incrementally made you who you are, but to be concentrated on it and say, hey, this is what I want to change, it's going to be a part of the process. I feel like a lot of people are in that quick fix, right? Well, I quit drinking for a week. Where's all my dues? It's like, how long have you been drinking? Right? It's almost like breaking up with someone. It's like, how long have you been dating? Well, as long as you've been dating, it takes about half that time to get over that person, right? So if it takes half the time, you got to reinvest the time. And that's what I wanted people to do, was to reinvest the time. Give themselves a minute to adapt to the situation. It isn't easy. They call it clarity, right? Especially drunk clarity. When you've been sober for a long enough time and all of a sudden you're clear enough to think without somebody being all up in your head, without you being all up in your head. There's so many moments where we haven't given ourselves enough time to adapt to the new situation. It says it takes 2 weeks for us to adjust our time clocks. Like if I move from the West Coast where I live now here in Las Vegas and I move to the East Coast, or when I go to Brazil, it takes me 2 weeks to adjust to being ahead by 5 hours or being on East Coast time. It takes that much time for our natural habits and rhythms to get us into the gear that we are who we are when we have it. So when we get up in the morning, we're rushing around into our day, right? Have you waited ever to be patient? Have you ever slowed yourself down and gave yourself a minute? Now, the only reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people, they rush into it. I know my mom's one of them too. And then now when she's rushed into it, she becomes a completely hectic person. She didn't take the moment or take the time or give herself the minute to gather her thoughts. Now, I talk about it all the time. Because I got to watch, what's her name? Donna Karen's assistant. And Donna Karen was saying that she gets in a Wonder Woman pose for my motivation this morning. I found my motivation. And if you need a Rogan dollar at your boy Say, I got these for $30 or half the battery life for $20 on Smoke and Review. And cards are obviously sold separately. You're going to have to hit me on a signal for that. But this is what happened to me, right? The situation of giving myself a minute and being able to flux my timing, right? I wanted to fuck with my timing because now my timing was bumping into people the wrong way. When I tell them this, is like, okay, now my attitude's in good adjustment. I sat there in the Wonder Woman pose. I got my timing right. Now look at the other person's timing. Have you ever given it a thought to what the person would feel like? Like this morning, I wanted to call somebody on a used car, right? We're purchasing cars. I told you we're selling them and renting them, just part of my passive income. And when I hit me up, I was thinking, because they might be grumpy. They might not have got sleep last night or party too hard. Therefore, if I call too early, and that's what I have to do. You're supposed to be on a diet, right, Marky? Say, calling myself out. I walk all day and I'm so willing to go biking afterwards. That's how much of an addiction I have for my sugar, my sex, and all this other energies, my business that I go after wholeheartedly, right? I mean, all in, all my heart from the start. I'll be like, all in, you're my chips, take that sugar. And when I'm doing that, right, I'm like, what if I controlled myself for a minute? What if I gave myself a minute? And they've actually said this. Now, this is for all the people that have been listening this whole time, that the addiction part starts kicking in. Now, for those that are addicted to nicotine and cigarettes, it's one of the hardest substances on the planet to quit. I've quit it. It is literally like no control over my own body type addiction. It is really bad. And when I went into it, what was weird is the guy said, if you can wait 5 seconds, you can quit smoking cigarettes. You're like, wait, what? If you can wait 5 seconds, you can stop smoking cigarettes. You can start to quit cigarettes. You can start to quit anything you want. Any addiction that you have today, you can quit it right now by giving yourself 5 seconds. That's right. Give yourself a minute. That's right. Just give yourself a minute. If you can stare at that cigarette and have some stuff, this who you are take a breath, right? You might regulate your emotion. Not might, you will regulate your emotions. Then your mind tells your body what to do. You control your muscles. You control your hand going to your face to light that cigarette. And that realization that you have control over yourself, that you for once aren't your worst enemy, that you for once gave yourself a minute for it to sink in, to let the medicine kick in, that's where it's at. That's the 5-hour calm. That's the 1 minute of fame. That's everything that you need to be in control of your life. And that's what I wanted you to have on a Sunday. And go, no, I really that Live. Show me I'm still here and I'm